Hey and welcome to Daniel's Tips, where I'm putting some sense in your tip jar. Well, welcome today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, and we are going to be painting this sleeping fox. So don't fall asleep while we paint this fox. Let's jump on into this. Well, as I fox on into this, I start drawing the fox and also the little pedestal, the tree that he's actually sitting on. He looks very cute, very asleep as he does. So, I draw him, I place him in the image there. I don't, it doesn't stay on the background. Really, that is just all blurry color, so I focus in on mainly the fox and his pose, where the tree stump is and how that fits in the image, and just making sure everything is looking right. As you can see, I'm using shape to fix it up. I dull it back a wee bit as I go forward. And this is my whole process. I do a little bit of drawing, fixing things up, how things are in relation to each other, like its head versus its legs and its tail. How big is that tail, how big is that stump. All these things I slowly change as I move forward, as I keep creating this image, and then I dull it back and eventually use the clipping mask tool to just quickly add in some color. You see me just using the magic wand tool, I think I use, just to select the image, the character and the tree stump, and just add in some orange and then added in some gray for the tree stump there. And now I did the background. You see me do the background, which is pretty easy. Just slapped in some color there very quickly. I just thought, well, at this stage I'm at a point where I'm like, need a little bit of a breather. So I just, slapped in that color in the background. Didn't really worry too much. Just needed some sort of placeholder for the background so that I can see what's going on with the whole image and how things are working out at the moment. I could have waited to the end and, but I decided, to have a little bit a breather from it and, do that background. And then, I'm looking pretty happy with the overall look of the fox and the stump as well, how that is looking. I then go into rendering it, coloring it in, making sure the tones are right and everything, adding that color, that vibrant color that I see, trying to implicate that here. Just trying to do the best I can at the moment. This is a 90-minute art challenge. It was lots of fun, but I only had 90 minutes to do it, so I can't kind of take my time necessarily with it. Here you can see I got the drawing layer, and I'm pretty sure that I made it a color. So I basically made it a clipping mask and painted that that drawing into color, or erase some if I needed to, things like that, to kind of get rid of that line work. It can work either way, you keep your line work or you just get rid of it. In reality, there is kind of no lines per se. No lines there. Was supposed to be no lines that you can see them. So you can go that way, but you can keep them. You could go something a little bit more comic-y, but this is a good method to use, where you do color your line work into the different colors you need. I think Shin has some cool tutorials on that kind of thing, how he does his work, where he uses line work, and then he goes from coloring his line work and coloring his work in, and eventually you don't see the line work, kind of a thing. But each their own. If you want to keep the line work, that's absolutely fine as well. And then here it's all just adding in some texture, making it look pretty, really. I've kind of gotten the understanding of the image here underway, and I'm just trying to make it look nice and make it a little bit more presentable. As well as I can see some things that I don't know at the time if I was thinking about improving on these things, possibly a little bit more toned down on the face. It's a bit vibrant looking at it now. Again, this is from a little while back, so I don't remember fully if I did that, but we'll see at the end when you finally see this image. But again, 90-minute art challenge, you don't see all the little mistakes. Usually I don't, until like the very end. It's like all these mistakes, I can't fix them up. But that's all learning processes. You see these mistakes, you can go on and decide to fix them. Hence why it's helpful if you do like a couple of these, a couple of 90 minutes, where you might do the same painting a few times, or just keep doing 90 minutes every now and again, once a week or once a day, or however it fits in. They are good, and they help you get better and work on different pieces. I'm thinking coming back probably 2 years ago, I would have really struggled at doing this piece and trying to get to looking as good as I have in this round. I still think these things to improve on, but that's all learning process. I'm not the best artist in the world. I'm still learning, and hopefully all you guys are learning with me. So this is something different. I usually do weekly tips, but with this one it's Daniel's tips, and we're starting that. This is the first Daniel tips of the year, and I'm continuing this. So this is something a little bit different. Still around about 10 minutes long, a little bit shorter videos. So hopefully you enjoy these videos. You subscribe to my channel. Like it, give it a thumbs up and everything like that. It's great to have all your supporters, and hopefully you do take something out of this. Feel free. This was an image I found on pixabay.com, so feel free to find it on there and use it for yourself and paint it yourself, or find another image of a fox. I looked up fox on pixabay.com. But you'll find another image of a fox, find another, another tree stump, another background image. There's a lot of imagery on there that you can draw from, and you can simply just use Google as well if you're just painting from it. But using good imagery is really great. Here it's a great posed photo. The pose is all done for me. The image, there's a lot going on here. It's all like centered. The fox is centered there in the middle, and it's it's a good looking image, which is easy to draw from and create from. And that's what's good about using somewhere like pixabay.com. It's that all the imagery that you can download, and they will be pretty high quality. You don't zoom in, and there's all these, it gets more pixelated. Then you have to kind of either guesstimate things or try and replicate as best you can. And you don't understand things, so using good imagery is really kind of important. So that's why I do use Pixabay, as well as images on there. not everyone would be able to find and see straight away. You know, they'd have to go a bit digging, where, you know, go to a website like that, it already does some of the digging for you. It's more imagery that's not all over the net per se. Not everyone's going to have the same image. I don't know if anyone's actually painted, where, you know, just googling an image. I've done that before, where I've had one of my drawings or paintings that I did, actually I saw someone else do the same image, create it you know, differently, but I saw they create the same image, basically painted it and drew it the same ish, well, in their style obviously, but, you know, very similar. So that can happen, where somewhere like Pixabay, it's not likely to happen, because, you know, it's filtered imagery. It's like looking through books and things like that and finding imagery through books. It's unlikely most people would have found that. It's like, it can happen, but, you know, it's less likely. But yeah, anyway, that's enough about, you know, all that stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing me paint this, and, you know, feel free to attempt to paint it yourself, or do these 90-minute art challenges. They're awesome. I enjoyed it. I think, you know, I did the best I can. I think the background I could have worked a little bit on, but I, you know, wasn't worried about the background as such. If this was going to be, you know, a full-blown piece that I was going to publish online as a, you know, artwork, I would have, but I'm not so fast. I was more worried about trying to get the main tone of the image right, which is the fox and the tree stump. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Keep creating, keep drawing, and see you in the next video.